Yo, what's up guys? I'm Legend Tuna and this is Tuna's Tips, a video series where I cover the upcoming raid bosses in Pokemon Go, give you the best idea of counters to use to maximize your success. That being said, we have Heatran heating things up here at the beginning of summer. Yeah, Heatran comes into raids today, 10 a.m. local time, June 29th. It's going to be here for 1 week. We're going to be able to challenge this boss for 1 week. It's going to come with its signature move, Magma Storm. There will be one raid hour on July 5th from 6 to 7 p.m. local time. If you don't have a local raid group or anybody to raid with, stop by the Twitch channel. The link's in the description below. I host raids there every day. Let's head on over to Poke Battler and check out what to bring against Heatran. Now, Heatran has a hundo CP, perfect CP of 2145 when it's not weather boosted and 2681 when it is weather boosted. It's going to be boosted in sunny and snowy weather. It is a steel and fire type. Everybody's favorite fire and steel type. It's Heatran. It's weak to 3 things. Those 3 things include fire, water, and it is double weak to ground. So a lot of our counters are going to be ground because they're going to be doing a lot of damage. Let's cover the megas, shadows, and non-shadow, non-mega counters. Show you guys what to bring. Over here, top of the list, we're going to start with our megas. Primal Groudon, best source of damage against Heatran. Make sure it has Mud Shot and that signature move, Precipice Blades. If you bring your Groudon, make sure it's got Precipice Blades. Other choices, if you don't have a Primal Groudon, bring your Mega Swampert with Mud Shot and Earthquake. You'll do a lot of super effective damage with that Mega Swampert. If we keep going down the list, you can bring Primal Kyogre. Heatran is weak to water, but it is only a single weakness. But you could bring a Primal Kyogre if that's what your choices include, right? If you only have a Primal Kyogre and nothing else, bring the Kyogre, right? Bring something that is Mega. You're going to be doing more damage, and everybody's going to like it. Mega Blaziken as a fighting choice with Counter and Focus Blast is up there. If we keep going, you can bring Mega Aerodactyl with Earth Power. Yeah, Mega Aerodactyl is a thing. Blastoise, Mega Blastoise with Water Gun and Hydro Cannon. Again, those are water moves. Mega Alakazam with Counter and Focus Blast, but don't just bring something that's not Mega Alakazam, right? Keep going down the list there. You could also bring a Mega Gyarados as a water type, single effectiveness Mega Gyarados. So stick to your ground types. Primal Groudon and Mega Swampert. Okay, let's go over and look at our non-shadow or our shadow counters. Shadow Garchomp just was recently released, and it is the top shadow counter to use. It does more ground damage than Mamoswine, actually. So Shadow Garchomp as your top shadow counter, Mud Shot and Earth Power. I know those were kind of rare, but if you were lucky enough to find a really good one, you have it powered up, bring it to the raids. Mud Shot and Earth Power. Earth Power is a legacy move though, so make sure you have gotten frustration off there and use your Elite TM. Shadow Mamoswine, ground moves, okay? Ground moves. Mud Slap and High Horsepower. You could also bring Shadow Golurk is an option. Mud Slap and Earth Power on that Shadow Golurk. If we keep going down for more shadows, Donphan with Mud Slap and Earthquake. You also have Golem with Mud Slap and Earthquake. If we keep going down the list, Shadow Swampert makes an appearance. Mud Shot and Earthquake. Ground moves, not water moves. Shadow Flygon with Mud Shot and Earth Power. Shadow Ho-Oh even showing up there with Ground Hidden Power and Earthquake. Earthquake's a legacy move, remember that. Shadow Ursaluna with Rock Smash and High Horsepower. You also have Shadow Hippowdon with Thunderfang and Earth Power. Shadow Machamp shows up there, and that's one of your highest damage. It might be the highest damage shadow fighting Pokemon, right? And it's showing up as 24th counter overall. It does include some non-shadows up there, but Shadow Machamp, if you have that built and that's your choice, you know, counter and dynamic punch on that Machamp. Shadow Nidoking, Shadow Slant Slash, and Feraligatr are all up there as well. If you have those powered up, you can bring them. Let's look at our non-shadow and non-mega choices. Top of the list, Groudon with Precipice Blades. Precipice Blades is a legacy move. Make sure that you have used an Elite TM on it, or you caught it during the Vegas Hoenn Tour, right? Garchomp with Mud Shot and Earth Power is also up there as a non-shadow, non-mega. Normal Garchomp with Earth Power. Earth Power, I think, is its Community Day move, right? So that's a legacy move. Make sure you have Garchomp up there with those moves. Therian form Landorus, cat form, right? Mud Shot and Earthquake. You could also bring the other form, the Genie form of Landorus with Mud Shot and Earth Power. Rhyperior, I know a lot of us have Rhyperiors are pretty accessible Pokemon. Mud Slap and Earthquake on Rhyperior. Excadrill, if you have one of those built for maybe GBL or just because you like Excadrill. Mud Slap and Drill Run are going to do very, very good against Heatran. You can bring Mamoswine with ground moves, Mud Slap and high horsepower. Rhydon with Mud Slap and Earthquake. Just evolve your Rhydon up to a Rhyperior. Come on now. Golurk with Mud Slap and Earth Powers up there. Crocodile with Mud Slap and Earthquake. Donphan with Mud Slap and Earthquake. Golem with Mud Slap and Earthquake. Pretty much everything you can put Mud Slap and Earthquake on, just bring it, right? Terrakion as a fighting choice. That's the highest damage fighting move. Or highest damage dealing fighting type Pokemon, right? So Terrakion, Double Kick and Sacred Sword. Flygon with Mud Shot and Earth Power. Swampert with Mud Shot and Earthquake. Seismitoad, Mud Shot, Earth Power. Haxorus is a choice with Earthquake and Counter. Keldeo, if you bring your little Keldeo with Low Kick and Sacred Sword, be kind of cool, I guess. Ho-Oh with Hidden Power and Earthquake. Ground Hidden Power and Earthquake is a legacy move. Volcanion isn't in the game yet. Kyogre with Waterfall and Origin Pulse. Origin Pulse, right? That is a legacy move. You can bring your Gastrodons. You're going to get real spicy out there with some Mud Slap and Earth Powers on either of the colors there. Get Plowdon with Thunderfang and Earth Power if you don't have the Shadow version. Nidoking, Kingler, Conkeldurr, Lucario, Ursaluna, and even Palosand make appearances up there. Let's go over and I'll show you guys the team that I plan on bringing to these Heatran raids. Now, if you guys haven't ever made a team in Pokemon Go for raiding, it's really cool. It saves you a lot of time before each lobby. What you do, click the Pokeball at the bottom of your screen, go to the battle in the top right there, scroll over to party at the top, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you'll get to gyms and raids. I've already made my Heatran team. I've got what I'm using here, and I've got some highlights over on the left-hand side of the screen if you look. So I'm going to be leading with a Primal Groudon with Mud Shot and Precipice Blades. I'm going to be following that with my level 50 Garchomp with Mud Shot and Earth Power. And then I'm going to be using level 40 Groudons and a level 40 shiny Garchomp. Okay, my Groudons all have Mud Shot and Precipice Blades, and my Garchomps are all rocking Mud Shot and Earth Power. If you don't have to necessarily use the same team as me. This is just the team that works with the Pokemon that I have available to me right now. Okay, everybody's collections are different. That's why we give you so many options. We cover all of those different options. Love to see any form of super effective damage in those raids. Other things that show up, like those other three choices, the Rhyperior, the Excadrill, and the Mamoswine, those are pretty accessible Pokemon. You may or may not have those built, but they do really good sources of damage, you know. And so, like, if you bring a Rhyperior, Mud Shot and Earthquake's a good choice. And then if you have the Excadrill, Mud Slap and Drill Run there, and then the Mamoswine with Mud Slap and high horsepower, that's pretty much covers it, right, you guys? That's it. We like to keep them short and sweet here over at Tuna's Tips, and if you'd like to join us in raids or come say hi on Twitch, I stream every day, 7 days a week. We're always live between 4 and 9 p.m. Pacific time, but sometimes or recently we have changed, and we could catch me on earlier hosting raids and playing other games. But yeah, come on by. We'd love to have you. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you next time. Peace.